Hi everyone. For today's warm-up, I wanted to talk about the overtone series and harmonics. So we start with a very low pitch, which we call the fundamental, and this works on all wind instruments. It's slightly different for strings, but they have their own version using nodes. But for wind instruments, if we overblow a fundamental fingering, then we will all get the same order of pitches. The first that comes out is the octave. So if I start with a C, if a C is uncomfortable for you, you can transpose it and start on a D or an E flat or something that is a little more comfortable. But starting on a low C, the first pitch I will get is the octave. So to get that pitch, I often angle my air just a slightly bit up higher than I did for the low C. So working on these overtones, we're able to get a lot of fine-tuned embouchure work. So we can control the aperture, the opening that we're blowing through, in a way that we haven't consciously maybe practiced so much before. This will give us more control over being able to play high notes more quietly. And as we go higher and higher, it'll get more challenging. So I'm going to start on fingering my low C, playing that middle C. The next overtone in the series is going to be a G. So if you're not sure you're playing a G, you can finger a G. And the first time I hit that, it cracked, and that's all part of it. That's because my embouchure opening was too small. You can even puff out your cheeks a little, experiment with that. The next pitch that's going to come out, it already started sneaking out. It's a high C. Do whatever you need to do to make it come out. Compare it to the regular fingering, and then put all your fingers down, and then try to relax. Again, as soon as I get it, I try to let my cheeks relax. I try to let my mouth relax. Try to let the sound really open up. And then the next one, high G, after high G, we can get a B flat. And that's a high C. So that's pretty much the end of the practical range of harmonics, would be a B flat or a high C. It's kind of interesting to note that the very top of that does create a C dominant seventh chord. It's the same pitch as we would have on a dominant seventh chord in the key of F. So once you've omitted all the pitches, work on slurring between the pitches without squeezing, without chipping, and trying to make your sound more like a trombone. Lots of times when we want to get a high note, we blow more air, and a low note, we blow less air. And we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to just fine-tune the valve and control the air that way, so that the faster air can come out, but it will come out by blowing the same volume of air. We can control the size of the aperture and shoot the air out a little further. Now from G to C. You might notice yourself messing with your jaw. You might notice that you're squeezing harder, and you can think, well, that's not very logical. Then so for the last and final challenge, as you're getting more comfortable, you can keep upping the level by starting on a low C, the fundamental, playing loud, decrescendoing, and as you're at the most quiet moment, flipping to the harmonic. Again, trying to notice anything that's going on, not being judgmental, but just observing what your tendencies are as you're trying this exercise. I hope this helps.